Hi friends, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that might be new here, hi, welcome. My name is Megan and today we have a what sold video. This is going to be what sold for essentially the month of March so far. Today is the 19th and I haven't put out or shared a what sold video yet this month, so we're just going to kind of recap the last 2.5-ish weeks of sales in my small business. This week, I do have sales to share with you from Poshmark, eBay, and Depop. If you are new here, I'll pop a photo right here on the screen of the item we're chatting about in case one, I didn't put it in a haul, or two, maybe you missed it. I will also be reading to you my full SEO title so you can get a feel of the keywords, phrases, fashion cores, aesthetics, all of the above that I really do feel like helps to sell the majority of my items. I do cross post all of my items to all of my platforms, which are Poshmark, eBay, Depop, and Mercari, and I use Nifty to do that. If you are new to Nifty, there is a 15% off discount code in the description of this video for 15% off your first month if you are interested in checking it out, and I highly recommend it. Thank you to everyone who has used my discount code and signed up for Nifty already. I really appreciate you using my referral code. I'll also be sharing with you what each item sold for, what I will earn after fees and cost of goods, as well as how many days, how long each item sat for before it sold, so how long each item took to sell. The majority, if not all of these items came from the Goodwill outlet where my cost of goods is $1.99 per pound. And before we get into the platforms and what sold on each platform, I do have one in-person sale to share with you. So I will pop it on the screen here because I have obviously already sold it. I found this pair of vintage World War II US Marine Corps P44 camo frog skin trousers at the regular thrift store, and they cost me $8.99. And Jack got home from work the day that I found them, posted a picture of them on his Instagram, and very quickly had several people reaching out to him looking to buy them. And I actually ended up selling them to another Bins regular, a t-shirt bro, thrift kid, at our Bins, and I sold them to him for $750 the very next day. So, frog skin camo is definitely something to be on the lookout for. When I found these in the store, I knew they were good. I knew because of the buttons that they were old. I thought they were at least World War II era. I wasn't sure how old they were. I knew they were old though. I could tell they were reversible, so I also knew that was good. But I wasn't aware, like the moment I saw them, that this camo pattern is very sought after. I want to say it's the frog skin, which is what these pants were, as well as I think a tiger. There's two camo prints that are very, very, very sought after, and this was one of them. Like I said, upon finding them, I did not know that, but I knew that they were something special. That's what told my noggin to record them in the store as well. And I don't think Jack knew either when he posted them on his Instagram how sought after they were, and he was very surprised at the offers he was receiving from people that we know, like in real life. But yeah, we ended up selling them for $750 to one of the Bins regulars, and I do think he's going to wear them in his own personal collection. And I'm sure I upset a number of other regulars that I know too because I didn't get to sell them to them as well. And I did have an offer for $800, but sold it to this particular person because they have given me things in the past, just given them to me at the Bins. They've given Jack Miami Hurricanes things. It just give and take, I guess. I took a little bit less of an offer, but gave it to a person who has definitely thrown me things in the past. So that was a really great flip. $8.99 to $750 overnight. So frog skin camo, keep your peepers out for that. And that's something too that like you can glance down a row of pants and just see. You can see it. You can spot it out. It's not something that you have to like look through every single. Anyway, that's the first time I've ever found anything like that. Military wise, I do believe. I've found flight jackets before in the bins, like the leather A2. I think that's what it's called. I think it's an A2. But the leather, literally the flight jackets with, you know, the Sherpa collar. I found those in the bins before. It's been a long time since I found one of those, but definitely one of the higher priced military items I have ever found and sold. Now we're going to move on to Depop. And before we get into the Depop sales, I want to share with you, I was part of another Depop live call. This one was for top sellers. So this was a call of, I believe it was over 250 top sellers, and it was a presentation style again where there was an open Q&A at the end. And I just want to say my biggest takeaway from that was to be consistent in your listings. They hammered on that so hard. And for such a good chunk of this hour call, they were very focused on being consistent with your listing. So essentially, like if you have 100 listings that you want to get up in a week per se, I know that's a lot, but we'll just use that as an example. 100 listings in a week, it's much better to break that 100 listings down as evenly as you can over the 7 days of the week and have listings go up consistently all day long throughout the week. So it's better to list throughout the day and every day of the week rather than bulk listing and like doing a drop where you list 20 things in 3 hours and that's what you're listing for 2 days and you don't list anything the next day. It's much better to list 10 things one day and 10 things the next day and have them spread out throughout the day rather than, okay, I'm going to sit down here right now and get my listings done for the day and then I don't have to worry about listing. They were saying it's much better to space them out as much as you can, essentially. So the algorithm understands that you are an active user on Depop and push your listings as much as possible. So, with all that being said, I have started doing my listings quite differently. Last week, I made the change to utilize NIFTY's draft feature and schedule out my listings. So, I will list whatever I want, but I don't make them live. I save them as a draft on NIFTY and then schedule them to go live throughout the day. So I don't even have to think about it after they've been drafted. And I was able to last weekend not think about listing at all and just have it all be done for me throughout those 2 days where I could actually like take a break and not be really working a lot. Even though I told you I did rearrange and clean my workroom here and all of that, and we did go to a thrift store. But all of that to say, I have changed that since last week. So the week we're currently in is week 2 that I have been scheduling drafts rather than just listing the way I used to do it and making sure there is not a day that goes by that doesn't have listings going up. And I'm doing between 10 and 12 a day. 10, 12 and 15. I think there was a few days where I did 15 scheduled out, but I've kind of reined it into about 10 to 12 a day every single day throughout the day. I'm not having them go live at like nighttime. I'm having them start to go live at 6 o'clock in the morning throughout the evening, which is about 6 o'clock at night. That's where I'm like scheduling them. And I will say, so far in the 19 days of this month, Depop has been really great for me. I don't know if it has anything to do with the listings or if it has everything to do with the things that I'm posting. I don't have enough data to be able to determine if that's what's happening, but hopefully that's exactly what's happening, and listing this way is absolutely helping my Depop, and maybe that's how you crack the Depop code. You just have to like chug along at it, which sounds like a lot of work, but if you have a system like Nifty doing that work for you, you're not doing any other work aside from just listing it the one time initially like you would be doing, except you get to schedule to have it go out. You know, I'm making a listing on Monday that's going to go out on Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And when Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon comes, it just goes live and happens, and I don't even have to think about it. Um, Also, all of that to say, making changes like that is vital. I am a person who gets stuck in my ways. I am very repetitive. I like patterns. I mean, I can eat the same thing for lunch for 2 weeks in a row. And then one day all of a sudden I'm like, nope, can't eat that anymore. I'm very much so that type of person that does the same thing over and over again. And it's just a good reminder that sometimes change is not only vital, but like great. I don't know. Anyway, all that to say, Depop sales. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Depop sales. Where are we? Okay, first Depop sale I have to share. Vintage Oshkosh Bigosh, made in USA, handprint corduroy baby overalls, size 6 to 9 months. They sold for 74 and I will make 69. These took 187 days to sell. I will say, if these were a bigger size, I do believe they would have sold for a lot more money and much more quickly. This is kind of on the smaller end, and the person that made me this offer on Depop actually like haggled me down a little bit by telling me that the wear time on this garment is so short, and that's why she can't pay what I'm asking, but she'll offer this. And while I understand her point, I hate when people do that. Like, don't talk shit to me about my item as you're wanting me to sell it to you. Don't do that. Like, that makes me inclined to not sell it to you and just say, no thanks, I'll keep it. Like, anyway, I obviously ended up accepting her offer, and I would say $74 for a pair of baby overalls is a very great return on investment, and this was indeed a bins find. Next sale, Frankie's Bikinis, Gigi Hadid, Blue Norora tank bikini top, coquette soft girl, size small. It sold for 60 and I will make 56, and that took 4 days to sell. It was a bins find, so a fantastic return on investment, as well as it only took 4 days to sell. So we love that. Love a quick flip. Chicago White Sox vintage 90s Taz Looney Tunes tank top, size large, retro MLB nostalgia. This sold for 38 and I will make 34, and that took 38 days to sell, which I would say is slightly fast, but I think we're in baseball season right now, so maybe that's why it had some interest and didn't take that long to sell, because we are currently in baseball season, I believe. Next Depop sale, this is very exciting. Aaron Snow Fia pant, size 2, navy white, striped flare, après ski. I put ski twice. Ski pants. There we go. They sold for $250. I'll make 240. These took 88 days to sell, and these were a bins find, so a fantastic flip. And I'm so glad to get these in and out of my inventory before winter season, I guess technically, is over. I think not summer, geez. It feels like summer though today. I think it's in the 80s outside today. Spring, I think, is technically tomorrow or the next day. I think tomorrow. So I'm very, very happy to have these pants in and out so quickly. Aaron Snow, definitely a Bolo brand. This was the first time I've ever heard of this brand, found this brand, seen this brand. 88 days, I would say, is not terrible at all by any means. And $250, we love it. Next Depop sale, Moda International Y2K tan faux suede lace up corset long sleeve festival top small. If you will recall, this was a Plato's Closet find. This was $5 at Plato's Closet, so I traded in my bins finds and used store credit at Plato's Closet and spent $5 on this top that sold for 120. I'll make 110, and this did take a while to sell though, 230 days, but I knew that this top had the exact right person, and we were just looking for that person, and we finally found her. $110 on a $5 purchase. Fantastic, fantastic. Next Depop sale, Jack actually found these at the regular thrift store. Alex Crane Bow 100% linen striped pants, coastal minimalist beach, men's 33, sold for 44 and I will make 39 and those only took 2 days to sell, so that's fantastic. Next Depop sale was in my very last video and it actually sold basically as soon as I got done filming the haul. Sue Wong vintage 90s beaded lace fairy core dress, silver handkerchief hem, size 2, sold for $200 and I'll make 186. Like I said, it sold the very same day it was listed. Next Depop sale, Victoria's Secret Y2K lace ruffle baby doll mini dress coquette ballet core, size small, sold for 32 and I will make 29 and that took 9 days to sell. And for a vintage Victoria's Secret Y2K little slip dress, I would say that's one, a great resale price, as well as a great turnaround time. 9 days is no time at all for something like that to sell. I very much do, though, think that this was a style based sale, and that's exactly why I picked this up, because of the style. And I checked the little style tag on the inside on the fabric tag, and this absolutely was a Y2K piece. I believe it was a 2005 dress. So all of those factors definitely helped add to that quick flip. And then I think this is my last Depop sale. Yes. Last Depop sale to share with you, COS mohair wool cable knit cardigan in Kelly Green, preppy academia, size medium, sold for 41 and I will make 37 and that took 41 days to sell. So not a bad flip either. I knew that would sell quickly because it was so nice and the color was just the perfect shade of green. Next, we're going to chat about Poshmark. I would say Depop has been fantastic, eBay has been great, and Poshmark has been, I don't want to say mediocre, but I'll give it like an average. I'll say Poshmark has been like average for me this month so far. And the first Poshmark sale I have to share, Polo Golf Ralph Lauren herringbone sweater vest, preppy golf core, size medium, sold for 51 and I will make 40 and that took 20 days to sell. Next, I sold this Reformation Marlowe leopard print mini slip dress, size medium. It sold for 40, I'll make 31 and that took 197 days to sell. And that kind of surprises me that it would that I've had that for so long, but I think it was just kind of seasonality and someone was just waiting to for warmer weather to purchase that dress. Next Poshmark sale, backcountry ripstop trail pants, lightweight, stretch olive, size 8. These sold for 42. I will make 30 and those only took 37 days to sell. Not bad. Next, Poshmark sale, Commando Velvet Black Control Leggings Bodycon Y2K Clean Girl, size medium. These sold for 45. I will make 36 and these took 54 days to sell. I have been seeing these leggings more and more at the regular thrift stores as of late, and I wasn't sure how they would perform, so I've left them behind, kind of like thinking along the same vein as Spanx. They're not as hot of a seller as they used to be. However, I think this Commando brand is marketed towards a slightly different crowd. I think this is like a Revolve crowd that they're marketing towards, and it's less about the tummy control and more about like the style of them. And 45 or 54 days is not bad for these, but these did come from the bins. I think I would be more comfortable picking them up at the regular store moving forward, knowing that these sold fairly quickly for 50, almost for $45. Next Poshmark sale is a new to me brand, and I would absolutely pick it up again. Babiche Penelope curved blouse, satin, cutout, quiet luxury, ivory, new with tag, size 6, sold for 90 and I will make 70 and that only took 13 days to sell. Then I sold this pair of Porto San Francisco gray cropped pants, avant-garde lagging look travel wear, size 0. They're cropped like capri length. They're size 0 and they still sold in 10 days for $50 and I'll make 36. Then this is another new to me brand, and I'm not sure if I shared with you yet. I found this top at a regular Goodwill with several other blouses that I could tell were from the same person. They were similar-ish brands, and this of the tops I found was the only one I listed because I kept all of the other ones for myself. This was, like I said, a new to me brand though. Jamie and the Jones confetti tweed cream blouse, long sleeve, indie artsy, extra small. This sold in one day for my full asking price of $89, and I will make 70. I have to do like first of all, I need to spring clean out and switch from my winter clothing to my spring summer clothing. My own personal closet, and I need to get rid of some things because like I said, I kept probably, I don't know if it was 4 or 5 blouses from this same thrift trip for myself that are of the same caliber that would sell for the same amount of money. So I need to move out some pieces. Anyway, let me know in the comments below if you would like to see. Maybe I could like put that in like a vlog, like, and it wouldn't have to be like its own video. Have to let me know if you want to see me clean out my spring clean my own personal closet. Anyway, I don't know if I said at this point, sold for 89. 89, yes, 89, and I will make 70, and it took one day to sell for my full asking price. Jamie and the Jones, definitely, I would consider it a bolo brand. Now we're moving on to eBay, and the first eBay sale I have to share, Show Me Your Miu Miu Lombardi long cardigan, faux fur trim, new, size medium, sold for 70. I will make 60, and this took 39 days to sell. Next eBay sale, vintage handmade 1940s butterfly quilt, pointed scallop trim, folk art, 78 by 81, sold for 180. I'll make 159, and this sold in 71 days. Then I sold a pair of Levi's vintage 90s 501 jeans made in USA, medium wash denim, size 28-32. They sold for 65, and I'll make 58, and those took 10 days to sell. Next eBay sale, another quilt. Antique 1930s handmade friendship dahlia applique patchwork summer quilt, 92 by 76, sold for 199. I'll make 185, and this sold the same day it was listed for my full asking price. So we love that. I found this quilt along with another and something, and this next sale, a lace tablecloth at the bins one day. It was one of the last bins trips I went to, and these 3 blankets were essentially the only thing I purchased. But it turns out that was a fantastic bins trip, even though in the moment I didn't think it was very great that I was only leaving with 3 blankets. Anyway, next eBay sale, vintage Quaker lace dinner cloth number 2000 floral lace tablecloth, 67 by 91, sold for 45, and I'll make 31, and this took one day to sell, and it sold for my full asking price. So we love that. Next eBay sale, Montclair 100% wool black white Interstasia logo beanie, sold for 126. I'll make 117, and that only took 23 days to sell. Then I sold this pair of Pete and Greta Johnny Was Haley belted cargo pants, plum utility boho size 0. They sold for 85. I'll make 79, and those took one day to sell for my full asking price despite being a size 0. So if you can find the Pete and Greta cargo pants, it seems like right now they are a bolo style regardless of color or size. Next sale, another quilt, vintage 1940s pinwheel blue pink patchwork hand quilted blanket, 76.64, sold for $75, and I will make 64, and that took 84 days to sell. Then this is an item from I think 2 hauls ago now. Journal Standard linen button front dress navy minimalist summer, sold for 49. I will make 39, and this took one day to sell for my full asking price. This was a new to me brand, so I'm not sure yet if this is a Bolo brand, or if it was just this particular piece and I listed it at the exact right moment or what. But one day to sell for my full asking price, fantastic. I will definitely pick this brand up if I see it in the future. Let's see. Okay, two more sales. No, wait. Yes, three more sales. Patagonia All Seasons Hemp Canvas Workwear Utility Pants, green, size 10. They sold for 52 and I will make 40. And they sold in 3 days. And I think this was also from 2 hauls ago. So fantastic flip on those. And I think this next sale was from the same haul. It was, yeah. Polo Ralph Lauren 90s vintage Tyler pleated chino shorts, khaki preppy, size 34, new. They sold for 32 and I will make 26. And again, they sold in 3 days. So we love it. And then last but not least, I literally sat down to start filming this video and my phone, I was like setting my phone up and I got a notification that I had a sale. And I've had this particular sweater for 6 years now. I found it at the bins right after the world reopened up from being shut down. So that's how I know how long I've had it for. I've listed it. It got lost in my inventory somewhere. And as I've been nifty inventorying everything and marking everything on Nifty, marking my inventory bins in my nifty inventory online so that everything matches up, I came across it again, thank goodness. So I was able to relist it. Chanel 2001 cashmere metallic knit cardigan sweater in slime green, size 46. It sold for $503. I will make 444, which we love. That's I don't know if you believe in like angel number things or whatever, but I see 444 both times the day. I see it in the morning and I see it in the afternoon, and I see it throughout like a lot of other weird ways too. So I've always just thought 444 was like a special number to me. I literally have it right here. Ooh, hollow right there on my charm bracelet as well. 444. The other, this is cool. The other charm is a Metallica ticket from the concert Jack and I went to last summer. Anyway, this Chanel sweater sold for $503. I will make 444, and it took 240 days to sell after I finally relisted it. But like I said, I've had this sweater for years, years. So when I saw that it sold this morning and it sold for my full asking price, which I believe 503 is like discounted based on the sale that I'm running on eBay right now, but hello. So happy to move that out of my inventory. I think I do have a picture of me finding it at the bins, fully wearing a mask and gloves, because that was the only way this bins location would let you shop, is if you entered the building wearing a mask and gloves and you weren't allowed to take either of those off the entire time you were there. And you had to stand on an X on the floor, and there's only allowed to be like 2 people per bin, which in retrospect, I missed that. I missed that. But then again, they only let certain amount of people in the bin. So Jack and I would, oh my gosh, we would literally go to this bins location 3 hours before they opened and wait in line. Well, put something on the sidewalk to hold our place in line so that we could be one of the like 30 people that they let into the store. Crazy times. Anyway, so excited to see this Chanel sweater off to its new home. And just so you know, I believe the eBay authentication address is in New Jersey. And when this person's address populated for me when I was buying a shipping label to put it out on the front porch, because I have the mail lady coming to my house today, so I wanted to get it out there in today's mail. Um, I saw the address looked a little funny and I Googled it really quickly just to make sure it wasn't like some random weird warehouse in the middle of nowhere and this person was trying to scam me in some way, shape, or form. No, it's the eBay authentication address. So this sweater is going to eBay to be authenticated. But I, like a silly little noodle, required signature required on the shipping, on the postage, just so that nobody could tell me they didn't receive it, which I guess isn't a bad thing. But with all of that being said, after eBay authenticates this sweater, there will be no issues. To my understanding, eBay authenticating an item is the only thing that supersedes an INAD case on eBay. So I'm actually very happy that it is going to eBay for authentication first, because I know once it leaves eBay, I am in the clear and I don't have to worry at all about anything for this fairly high price sale. I think this is one of the higher priced eBay sales I've had all year, if I can remember. I think so. So very excited about that. And I feel some sort of way about me earning $444 for that sweater too. I don't know. Anyway, oh, also, this I guess is just a note to myself, or maybe a note to someone else who makes content. If you have these microphones, the Rode, what are they? The Rode Wireless Pro microphone, you cannot be using them near Meta glasses. I had my Meta glasses here on my desk today and the last time I tried to film a haul, and something with them, the Wi-Fi interference causes really bad feedback on the mic, or causes it to not record correct. I don't know how to explain it, but if you have a Rode Pro wireless microphone and Meta glasses, don't put them near each other. Not compatible. Even if they're not on and they're just sitting closed, no. So I literally have my Meta glasses in the truck in the garage right now. But that completely fixed my microphone issue. So, note to self, note to anybody else. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's all I have for you. That's definitely the end of the sales I have to share. If you are a reseller too, how are your sales? How's eBay? How's Depop? How's Poshmark? How's Mercari? I had 2 Mercari sales that weren't like super notable this month, and I think the extra push that Mercari was doing with their like shipping discount or whatever it was like, I feel like it's their last hurrah. I've never watched a video or seen anyone talk about having any real tangible success on Mercari. So I don't know how they're still a platform, to be honest with you. I have no idea how they're still a platform. Anyway, I guess I'll let you go now. If you took the time to watch this video and you spent your social media currency with me today, I so appreciate you. And if you wouldn't mind just hitting like on your way out, that would be awesome. I'll see you next time, friends. Bye.